Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald. It is late Monday evening, Tuesday morning. I'm actually recording some commentary on a few things that happened today in the CCU East Bay playoffs in the Friendship Division. So let's take a look at what we want to talk about today. So the first topic today I want to talk about is technical fouls and why they are given. But before I talk about the hows and the whys, let's go take a look at a clip that occurred tonight. Alright guys, so you guys have watched the clip and you've seen it. It's relatively self-explanatory. There was a fast break. I thought there was a foul. Counted the basket. The player I called the foul on disagreed, and I gave a technical foul. So what's the learning lesson from both sides here? From my perspective, actually it was something that I was told last week in officiating, that I really need to get the player number immediately, so that I don't actually have to look back. When you look back, it looks like you're unsure about the foul and all those kind of things. So I actually been working on it, but today, actually, for this particular situation, I looked back because I called the foul, knew who the player was, but didn't get his number, so I looked back. Unfortunately for the player in question, as I looked back, he was also in the process of making a comment about the foul. And he made a direct comment. It was a statement, not a question, and I felt like it was a rather strong statement, so that's why the technical foul was given. What's the learning lesson for a player in that situation? And I've always told this to every player when they ask, is if you disagree with a foul, ask a question. What did you see? What did I do? Because it's less threatening and it gives a chance for the referee to explain themselves. But if you're going to make a direct statement, if it's a statement that's not particularly threatening, then okay, fine. We may just ignore it and just move on, which I typically do. But if you're going to make a rather stronger statement, and again, it's subject to everyone's different interpretation, and when I say it's a strong statement, it's not like it was a threatening statement in any way, shape, or form. But if it's a statement where I'm like, hey, you're really questioning whether I called it right or not, then a technical may be warranted. And that's really the learning lesson I wanted to give for the players today. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm always right. Technicals are given, doesn't mean I'm always right. I can always learn to be better, but I hopefully the players will also work with us in the same fashion. The second and final topic tonight I want to talk about is the CCU East Bay concussion protocol. But before I talk about it, let's go ahead and take a look at a clip. So as you can see from the play there, one of our players got hit, fell to the ground, and hit his head. Obviously you couldn't see the player hitting his head due to the angle of the play and where the camera was, but other players and one of the referees saw that he had hit his head, and that's why he was holding the injured player was holding his head with his hands. So this was a good opportunity to discuss the CCU East Bay concussion protocol. Basically, if there is a player that sustains a potential head injury, even if it doesn't seem like it's serious at the time while he's still at the gym, the CCU East Bay committee has decided uniformly that that player should sit out. Now, for this particular team, that player that got injured was actually one of their best players. At that point in the game, it was still a very close game. It was actually a very difficult decision to sit him out. There were multiple reasons why. We've had CCU East Bay committee members on one team. We had committee members on the other team playing. You had the referees, especially me, who gave some technicals. I didn't want to make that decision to hold that guy out because they were the ones who I teed up one of their players. But regardless of all of those factors in play, we finally agreed that the best thing to do for that player was to hold him out. You guys have heard about concussions in football, in other sports, and the CCU East Bay committee has decided that any potential head injury, whether it seems serious or not at that point in time, we will play it safe. So this is a good lesson for all the players in the league, whether you're in the Friendship or Open Division, whether you're a captain, a leader, or otherwise. It is good to be aware that we would rather you be safe than sorry when it comes to any potential head injury. If there are any questions about this, please feel free to ask any of the CCU East Bay leaders, and we will gladly discuss it with you. Thank you much for your time, guys. If you have any other questions as well, feel free to catch up with me next week in the second week of the Friendship Playoffs. Take care now.